Welcome, everyone, to episode 55 of 1 Hour, 1 Decision, 1H, 1D. I am Chris.
And I am Tom.
And we take 60 minutes and play a random game on Xbox Game Pass and decide gunner or healer or medic.
Neither. Demolition.
That's right. This episode, we're going to be talking about Aliens Fireteam Elite by Cold Iron Studios. This game came out back in August of 2021. I played this on the PC. It was a 30 gigabyte download for me. Tom, how big was it for you?
I have 14.8 gigabytes for the Xbox One. And so something must be wrong.
Something's not right here. How is the PC version double? Unless textures?
Yeah. I didn't think of that. And now, yep, it almost certainly is that, right? It should be that.
It should be that. But, well, we'll see what we think about the textures. But what kind of game is this?
Oh, very boring answer from Tom. Third-person shooter.
Yes, that's correct. I have a third-person class-based cover shooter.
I never used cover.
That's true. There was the option, though.
Oh yeah, I could press a button and stick to cover. I guess you could use cover.
Yes, it's true. So we talk about the game loop.
Yes. What did you have down for the game loop?
I put shoot aliens in corridors and shoot more in locations where you need to bunker up.
I have shoot swarms of aliens to reach objectives and advance the story.
Okay. I don't know if there's much of a story, but yeah, sure, we'll go with that.
Well, you get objective waypoint thingies, and you have to shoot a bunch of aliens until you get the next one of those. So, yeah. And then some woman gets on the thing and tells you where to go. That's story, I guess.
I guess that's progression in dialogue. Yeah, sure. We'll do that. Shall we talk about what we liked? What did you like about this game, Tom?
My number one like is that it's set in the Alien universe.
Yeah, it does a very good job of capturing the essence of the Aliens universe for sure. Like the gun sounds were great. Like, that was just picked. I felt like that was pulled right out of the movies. And yeah, like, the way that people dressed, the way that they talked, some of the dialogue was great. What was it that I think there's some part? It was the woman that was on the comms with us said, like, if he's not dead, I'll kill him myself or something like that. Yeah, it's like, but yeah, that's very much something that would probably be coming out of an Aliens movie, that kind of language. So, what else? I like the fact that it was co-op.
Yes,
it's another cooperative game that I enjoyed. I enjoyed the shooting. Shooting felt pretty good. I mean, that's important to be a third-person shooter.
Yes.
So it felt pretty good. The only thing, we'll talk about this in the dislikes, but we'll go. But what else? What else did you got going on over here?
I want to agree with you that playing co-op is cool. I want to add with a little asterisk that you can not just play with your friends, but you can also play with AI co-op little buddies. Yep. And that works as long as your friend isn't threatening to kill the AI buddy all the time.
Well, to add some color to this, the reason why Tom brought that up is if anyone watched this stream, as you're playing the game, you'll notice that there are other androids just strewn about the area, the map, and for me, especially in the Alien universe, I don't trust any androids. So, and I got a red reticle when I aimed my gun at it. So I was like, oh, these things can potentially be bad, so I will kill every single one of them. And that's what I did. I killed every single one of them. And because this is actually this is a game that Tom and I both played together, and so it was us and the AI companion. So we were just there are people on the stream that are joking about the fact that they're watching me kill all these other androids, and I was like, yeah, well, that's just to make sure we keep our AI in line.
And I see a mark here that you agree that beta was helpful.
Yes, he was. At first, I was, although he wasn't our first AI companion, was he?
No.
Alpha, Alpha was supposedly our first AI companion, but like during the load screen, he happened to just disappear, and then Beta just showed up, which we're thankful for because Beta was pretty good. He always had our back. He literally did, because we were being attacked from all over, and that's the other thing I will say I appreciate about this game. Even though it was very much like a corridor shooter, the action wasn't in one direction. The aliens came from multiple areas around you, so you literally felt like that, the sense of panic at times, because there's these things that are just popping up anywhere.
Yep. I love the radar, and you get the little blips.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
coming from the left, they're coming from the right, they're coming from in front of you, coming from behind you. Like,
definitely. So that was cool too. And yes, well done, Beta. And I thought that I gotta say, it was a very satisfying. I played as the generic one.
Yeah.
He the gunner. I think that was the gunner. You played as demolitionist, and yes. So there are class. So there's gunner, demolitionist, medic, which Tom refused to play, and I think there's two more.
Yeah, there was an engineer was one of them.
Which I'm sure there's the one that creates the sentry guns if they wanted to.
Sure.
Which makes sense.
And I don't know what the other one was.
Yeah. But
everybody can be a medic, because
yes.
I was healing you. I was healing our android friend.
Yes. And by healing, he was just caressing our shoulders from what the animation looked like.
Yeah, I said, there, you're better. And then you were.
Yes. And yeah, we were all good at that point. What else? So like the shotgun felt really good. I think a little bit overpowered, to be honest, because like I felt like when there was an alien that was like 10 to 15 feet away, I was still killing them with one shot, and I was like, but it still felt really good. It was a very satisfying gun to use. Even the main assault rifle was good to use at times. So, but Tom, are we good with the likes?
I just want to real quick point out that there was just enough character customization.
Oh, yes.
So I was able to make a character rather quickly. There were enough options that my character and your character looked very different.
Yes.
But at the same time, I wasn't like bogged down in there and trapped there for hours. So
right. Like you didn't have to go through every single facial feature, every single follicle of hair, whatever it is. I did like that it was just get in, get out, get in and out. You're customized. This is your character. Move on. Yeah, that was fun. And it was great to see you with the purple mohawk.
Hey, well, inspired by Cobra Kai. Watch Cobra Kai.
Yes. Oh, I do need to watch that.
Is that a call to action? I'm not sure. You don't have to watch Cobra Kai. I think you should. Not just you, Chris, but our listeners as well.
Yeah, I need to catch up. I definitely need to catch up on that. But we're digressing. Shall we go to what we didn't like, Tom?
Yes. I have a longer list than you, I think. I want to say that at first we did have some trouble starting the co-op mission.
Yeah.
And
I mean, yes, I think it might be partly our fault when that happened.
Sure.
Because like when we were setting up the stream, we were having audio issues. That was totally us. Discord, whatever. Xbox audio was not being friendly to the stream. But When we got that sorted out, I had already launched the game and gotten further than you did.
Right.
But like you got your like your character was plopped into the mission, into the environment, but you didn't complete said things for us to actually start the missions. So it was very confusing. It definitely was confusing because like even though in text it said like user like one player has not completed whatever to start the mission, we were we were just kind of fiddling about like what the hell's going on here. Yeah, because we were trying to add an AI person. It was like we can't add anyone. It was confusing.
Yeah, and to piggyback on that, I think I could have used a quick, maybe like 5 to 10 minute tutorial. There just isn't anything like that. And while it is a pretty standard third person shooter, like, most of the buttons do what you would think it would do.
Right.
If you were somebody who was just a fan of Aliens and then wanted to play this game, you'd probably have a hard time.
Yeah.
Right. If you're not coming from it as a place of somebody who's like a gamer,
sure.
Right? You're just like, I like Aliens. I want to play this game. Like, this game really doesn't like show you how to play at all.
Yeah. I mean, this is a very stark contrast to the other Alien game that we played, Alien Isolation, where this is there's tension in the amount of aliens that are thrown at you, whereas the other one is there's one that's like just hunting you.
Yeah, I didn't even see it in the whole hour we played.
That's right.
I know it's there because the game is called Alien Isolation,
right?
But I felt a whole lot more isolation than I saw Alien.
Yeah, which is too bad. But apparently, it's a good game. I don't know. I'll never know. What else do we got here?
Why don't you say some things you didn't
I will say, yes, I will say that I felt like a lot of things were half baked. Like this game, I'm sure like maybe it just didn't have as big of a budget as like a lot of the other games that were coming out at this time. But things just felt weird. Like, for example, the character models that you meet like in the base, like they have audio, like they talk to you, but then when you're looking at them, the character models don't actually like move their mouths or anything like that. They just kind of do like this waiting animation and nothing else. So that was kind of weird. I will also say like to your point, I guess it is almost the like why I also feels half baked was we were just kind of dropped into the world, dropped into the game. There was really no tutorials at all. I was okay with that for the most part because, again, to your point, it was a game that like felt familiar because of like Gears and any other third person shooter like that, cover shooter. But then there's like weird things where you have this assault rifle and I'm shooting, for example, a little coffee cup, and the coffee cup is just like you shoot it and it just kind of like tips over, as opposed to like you would think with something, a high powered rifle like that hitting a coffee cup, that it would at least fly across the room or shatter into a million pieces. That was not the case. So yeah, there was just little things here and there. I was like, all right, that's kind of weird. What about you? Anything else you want to bring up here, Tom?
So there were a lot of weird like alien variants, which I understand is to like give you a variety of enemy types.
Right.
But as somebody who's watched the films, it ends up feeling like fanficky. It's like, and here's an alien that does this, and here's an alien that does that, and here's an alien that does this. And you're like, wait, what? Like, who are they face hugging to get all these weird, strange variants?
Well, I think in that first mission, they did say they were kind of experimenting with the aliens.
Maybe I missed that.
So, yeah, wow, this is the first time I've actually listened to something and you didn't. So, yeah, I think, like, for example, the first kind of boss that we play is Monica, which was, I guess, the face hugger. Or rather, the person that had this particular alien in them,
right?
And that was like this bigger alien that It looked like it had like exhaust pipes in the back of it or something like that. It was weird, but yeah. So it's possible that that's probably what happened. Like in this particular area that we're in, people were just being weird and experimenting on each other and killing each other. Because that's the only way I could see this actually working is someone either voluntarily or was strapped into a bed and fed a face hugger of some sort. I don't know. It's weird.
But you bring up good points. Maybe there's the lore that explains all of it, and I guess that would make it better. But even with all the variants in the game, I felt like the gameplay was very repetitive. It was a lot of like, go here, activate this thing. You're going to make a lot of noise. Now you're going to get swarmed.
Right.
And it was like, okay, we're going to get swarmed by mostly regular xenomorphs. And there's going to be a couple of spitters and a couple of guys who are going to charge us. It's like you could, and then we had obviously the boss encounters, which were interesting and different. But for the most part, getting through the level was a lot of like rinse, repeat.
Yeah. And maybe it's because we were playing on the standard difficulty, but I never felt like we were going to lose a battle. Like, we I think at one point one of us got down.
Yeah, me. But like at the very end, the very end of our hour, I got hit pretty hard.
Like, but like it just didn't seem like we were in any particular danger. I'm sure as we crank up the difficulty, it'll get more challenging. Like I feel like as the difficulty gets cranked up, ammo and resources for sure will be much more like important.
Yeah, even I ran out of ammunition in the standard difficulty. Now, granted, it's because I'm using the smart gun and all this stuff that just blows through ammunition.
Right.
But there was a point there where I was walking around shooting things with a pistol. So like,
yeah.
Then it got dicey,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You said like you had some frame rate issues. I had some frame rate issues, but that was because of the stream. But you said you're just like it was completely hiccuping when like a lot of things
happened. It was just I don't know that it hiccuped really. Like it just there was some noticeable lag when there was a lot of things on the screen at once. And granted, I'm playing on an Xbox One S, but even still, like you'd think it would be. I'm playing at a lower resolution, right? Like, so that should make up for it. But
I guess not.
But it was at no point was it like unplayable. It just didn't look so great,
Yeah. I will also say, I think it was just like when we first started that first mission, they like the overuse of the grate popping out.
Yeah, you didn't like that.
Like I was like, I didn't get it. Like at first it was like, oh God, like is something going to pop out? And then it was like, wait, all these grates are popping out. Why? Like there's nothing happening. Nothing's coming up. And I get like they're trying to like ramp up the tension or like get us to feel like, oh, something's following us or whatever. But I like by like the third one, I was like, all right, cool. Like at this point I was like, just come out already so I could just kill you. It wasn't scary or anything, but I thought that was kind of meh.
Yeah, that's a little bit more alien and a little less aliens. And I think, that's it right there, right? It's like you want to that kind of tension works in a mano a mano with a big monster that you don't see and then you see it, kind of thing.
Right.
Whereas the like, there's like hundreds of them and I'm running out of ammunition is the aliens kind of tension.
Right. Cool. Anything else you want to bring up before I move on to the
I think that's it for my dislikes.
Okay. I will point out as a notable that this game does have Xbox Cloud saves and Play Anywhere. So you can transfer your game to wherever on PC or Xbox or mobile, and you can play pick up and play wherever. And according to How Long to Beat, this game takes about 8 hours to complete.
That sounds good.
Yeah, a fairly short campaign. So, and then I'm sure the replayability is like going back, seeing how much better with the gear and stuff that you pick up.
Yeah.
You'll be able to.
We had found a couple of hidden caches and missed other ones. So
yeah, those things like that. What about you, Tom? Anything else you wanted to bring up?
You touched on it before, but it did take us a while to get the game started, due to some audio issues on my end, which I think may ultimately affect my final decision in an unfair way. Like it just does, right? Because I just want to make it clear that we spent maybe half an hour or something trying to figure out how to get stuff going before we even really started the timer. So
here we are. Our final decision, Tom.
Yep.
Are we gonna keep this?
I think it was fun to play it with you, Chris, but I don't see myself going back without you.
I feel like that was like a backhanded compliment.
Maybe it was like, it was me saying this is a fun game to play with friends.
Yeah, and
I think that's the only reason you would play this,
right? But that's surprising for you because you're a franchise supporter.
Yes,
Star Wars, Alien, Transformers, Ninja Turtles, etc. Whatever. So like the fact that does that mean you're keeping this on your Xbox? Like, is it going to be still installed?
At 14.8 gigabytes, it can stay there.
Okay, that's fair. I will say that this seemed like a good old time, like you said, to play with a couple of pals, and I've got a couple of gigs lying around, so I think I am going to keep this game. Because this was a game that a couple of friends did play earlier, and they seemed to enjoy a lot, and now I can potentially play with them. The one thing people need to know is this game is compatible with Game Pass crossplay, meaning Xbox Game Pass PC and Xbox Game Pass like console is crossplay, but it is not crossplay with people that bought it like on Steam or whatnot.
Got it.
So that's unfortunate. Okay. But it is what it is. Maybe they'll fix it. Maybe they'll open that up. But those are our thoughts. Let us know what you guys think. Per the usual, comment down below in the YouTube, or hit us up on Twitter at TC1H1D, or shoot us an email at TC1H1D@outlook.com. And let us know. Do you think that we gave Alien Fireteam Elite a fair shake? Was there more to this game? Who knows? But 1H1D is part of the QTB network, and if you like gaming podcasts, be sure to check out Quit the Build, a weekly gaming news podcast. Or to see the whole lineup, check out quitthebuild.com/network. We're on that. We're in there. Woo. We're in that network. So, Tom, we got to find out what we're playing next, though.
Yes, we do.
We do. So, here we go with the surprise me button. And as we mentioned before,
back in action.
Yes, it's back in action. As we mentioned before, if you guys want to recommend a game to us that we haven't played, let us know in all the stuff that we just mentioned before.
Yeah, you could be the surprise me button. You can surprise us.
Yeah. So here we go. We're going to find out what we are playing next through the surprise me button. Here we go. Okay.
What is it, Chris?
Curse of the Dead Gods.
I have not played it.
Yeah, neither have I. Because you know why I have not played it?
Why not, Chris?
Because this game looks like a roguelike.
Oh, no.
Yep, that's what we're going to be playing next. We're going to play an hour of Curse of the Dead Gods in our next episode. So thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in, and we will talk to you on the next one.
Thanks, everybody.